Happy Wednesday. How you doing? How was your Tuesday? I had a very busy day at the VTH yesterday. I knew it ahead of time on Monday. Monday, I got a nice surprise with that broken water line in the basement. You know, it made me realize something. When I walked downstairs and I looked and I saw there was like this much water on my wet dry shop vac. Got a good fucking workout. Let me tell you, I had to put a whole new fitting, a new shut off petcock, and cut back the line and get a pressure fitting on it. Because both ends were fucked. The male and the female threaded parts were both fucked. But it made me realize something. When I walked in, I know there's low spots on the cement floor and basement. I know there's low spots. You can feel it some places you walk. And, it's an old house. And you look at that water, everything is even. It reminds me of how, water seeks its own level. You can tie it into kind of like, birds of a feather flock together. That reminded me how water seeks its own level. When you look at the pickle sniffers, I mentioned this with Talkins the other day. Was it you, Ryan, or was it you, Mike? So, all Sanford's pickle sniffers, they're all fucking junk men like him. I wonder how many of them even have anything. They've ever raced at a track, ever will race at a track, ever had a fucking serious street race, ever done anything with a car, But they're like Sanford. They have all these pipe dreams in their head, and imagineering. Well, one day this, one day that. Yeah, they get listening to Sanford thinking he's going to lead them to hot rod heaven with a 10-second streetcar. All he's going to do is take them on the highway to hell to a fucking junkyard, end up with a fucking junk just like he has, That's why they all have, junk men stick together. There's a lot of fucking junk men on here. Seriously, so many fucking junk men. It's understandable why they like Sanford, why they look up to him, They can identify with him. They have junk too, just like him. I had a couple things. What was it? Oh, it's the end of the month. Sanford out of his World Global headquarters. I know a few things about the law because I watch Judge Judy once in a while. I know all the rent disputes, they're charging you for a month's rent. Oh, but I only overstayed 2 days after my lease and I was out of there. I just had some furniture left there. Oh, no. You have anything there? You are taking possession of the property. Now you're going to pay that fucking month, whether you were physically living there or whether you just had shit left there you didn't take with you. So I kind of know how some things work. So, the end of the month now, right? Isn't it? I didn't look at the date. I think the end of the month, right? Did he get his move in? Did all his pickle sniffers help him? Did Dr. Doolittle and Captain Kangaroo go there to pitch in too? Oh, I did hear he's trying to come up with new slogans to sell more t-shirts now. He's coming up with new, bigger and better slogans to put on t-shirts. Yeah. Oh, somebody else told me, hey, you know what your buddy did? Every time they say that to me, I have to say, which buddy? I got a lot of buddies on here. And you know how I say buddy? I say, my buddy. Can I say my buddy? You know the difference between the two? I said, no. He said, yeah, he did a fucking yak session for like 3.5 fucking hours. And he sat there, he says, I watched like a little bit of it, and later on I went back to check. I'm like, this motherfucker's still on 2 hours later. Then I'm watching TV, I go back, 2.5 hours, this motherfucker's still on there. I go back, 3 hours, this motherfucker's still on there, 3.5 hours. So I sat there for like the first 10 minutes. Who's here? Anybody here? Anybody here? And he sits there talking to himself. Oh, we got one person here. So like maybe 9 people showed up, And he just rambled and rambled. Oh, he had Big John Wilbur on. He said, I caught part of it when I went back. I was like, now I don't see him, now I see him. And they were talking about their no-show nationals and shit. And he says, yeah, him too. He's talking about, well, it's the winter. He says, hey, Brian, check this out. Another one too. He's trying to make a fucking name for himself and trying to make a fucking hustle money on here. Well, now it's the winter. I have to start making more videos to get my view time up. Oh, and now I have Super Chat. So now I can make some money. You fucking guys. Get a fucking job, man. Get a fucking job. Before you told me, why don't you get a job? I have had jobs. I had a job for 20 years in the United States Marine Corps. I had a job for 13 years at a German-based steel company in engineering. I'm at a place in life now because I earned this fucking place. Military pension, partial work pension, and me and my brother own rental properties. Money comes in from that. And I pay my taxes and I have health care. And I got a nice SSI check waiting for me when I get to retirement age. You know what I mean? You know why? Because I paid into it throughout all this time. You know, there's a reason why we get what we get. Because you put into what you end up getting in the end. You know what I'm saying? This guy's dependent on YouTube. When do I fucking laugh? Anyway, I haven't heard too much and I got a lot of shit to do today. Monday I planned on doing a few things and that got put on the back burner when the kitchen, what, no fucking cold water, what the fuck? I got hot water, no cold water. I go in the bathroom, I got cold water in the bathroom, sink, tub, what the fuck? I go downstairs and I see that the cold water line running up to the kitchen is will burst. So anyway, spent more time in the fucking cleanup than running up to Home Depot, getting the parts and coming back and, replacing it. That was only like about an hour, I spent about 4 hours altogether getting as much water as I could out of there, but a lot of shit got ruined that was in boxes and whatnot. Fortunately, nothing really valuable. So today, now I gotta start throwing shit up, It's trash collection day tomorrow, so I gotta get that out, get the cans out in the morning early before I head off to the VTH again. So I guess that's about it for now. I guess it's the same old shit on here, right? But yeah, water seeks its own level. Regardless of how many little dips from my concrete cellar floor, that water level was all even at the top. That's how it is with Sanford and his pickle sniffers. They're all fucking junk, man. That's why they feel comfortable with each other. Guys that do have decent cars that actually do know what the fuck they're doing, they put the time and the money into a car. They want a good-looking car. They don't care if it's a 10-second car. It can be a low 13-second car. It could be a low 14-second car, but it's decent. It's nice. Something that's desirable. When it goes down the street, people look at it and go, yeah, I'd like to have that. They won't care if it doesn't run a 10 or an 11 or a 12. But it's a good car they put their time and their money into. They appreciate it. And they have some value. Sanford doesn't have any of that. The pickle sniffers don't have any of that. That's why they're on the same level. They're Imagineering level. They're a bunch of wannabes just like him. And then the guys that have things that are much different than that. They don't fit into that crowd. They have their own, I hate using the word community. It makes it sound like a cult. But let's just say a congregation of people that they are on the same water level. They can identify with each other, with the vehicles that they have had in the past, that they have a lot of experience in, and they can identify with things. And when they talk about what they're doing, what's going on, it can be interesting. They listen to the pickle sniffs in Sanford and they fucking laugh. They're like, you're gonna be fucking kidding me. Seriously, it's fucking joke. They won't fit in. You know what I mean? So that kind of reminded me when I took that last step in the basement and went, holy fuck, and I saw the water gushing out and I saw that water on the floor. And I saw how all that water, it's sought out its own level. Kind of reminded me of how it is with Sanford and the pickle sniffers. They're on the same level, the same fucking junk pile level. Have a great day, have fun, and stay safe. I got a lot of cleanup to do today.